Bitcoin, the money, the network, the protocol. A lot of people think this Bitcoin is just internet money or just coins that you can buy on an exchange, but Bitcoin is much more sophisticated than that. And there are three folds to the Bitcoin system, if I might call it. So the first thing is the Bitcoin, the money, the BTC. When you go to buy Bitcoin, you see the BTC symbol. That's the Bitcoin money. And of course, as we know, Bitcoin is perfect money, has limited supply, which is 21 million forever, and it will never increase. And it's scarce. It's the scarcest asset in the history of mankind. And of course, it's just like gold. It can be mined. So we can consider Bitcoin the money as digital gold because it's scarce and it can be mined just like gold, except it's digital. And it's better than gold because gold has 2% inflation rate and Bitcoin has none. So that's the money part in the Bitcoin system, if I might call it. The second part is the Bitcoin network. Now, the Bitcoin network is comprised of computers, nodes, and miners who communicate with each other. And there are hundreds upon thousands of nodes spread all over the world, which of course makes Bitcoin, the network, decentralized and has no single point of failure. And so these nodes, they communicate with each other, they check the transactions, they secure the system, and they make sure that they make sure to agree on the ledger, on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can think of the Bitcoin network as the postal service. Think of Bitcoin, the money, as a letter. And if you want to send the letter to someone, you're going to send it through the postal service system. So the postal service system makes sure that your letter is going to reach the correct address. It's not going to be forged. It's not going to be destroyed. And it's not going to go to the wrong address. So that's the Bitcoin network. And the Bitcoin network is the postal service system. And the Bitcoin money is the letter that you use, that you send through the postal service system. So you can think of it that way. So the Bitcoin network is as important as the Bitcoin money itself. And of course, there is the Bitcoin protocol. Now, Bitcoin is a protocol. And you can think of the protocol as the set of rules with which the Bitcoin game is being played. Or you can even say this Bitcoin protocol is the software, the open source software that anyone can see and anyone can update. But of course, if you try to change the Bitcoin protocol, and for example, increase the supply of the Bitcoin money, more than 50% of the node runners have to agree with you. And if they don't agree with you, then Bitcoin will remain as it is and the supply will not change. And actually, that's what makes Bitcoin unique. In fact, when someone tries to change the Bitcoin protocol, what's going to happen usually, and it happened once in 2017, when they tried to increase the block size and the Bitcoin blockchain split into two. So the original Bitcoin blockchain continued to go on block by block as usual, according to the old rules of Bitcoin, the old protocol. But the new blockchain that increased the block size it was forked, went to a new path, and it became a new coin and basically a new system with its own culture and own future. And that's what has become Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is totally different from Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, the OG Bitcoin, the Bitcoin, the commodity that has no single point of failure, that cannot be inflated, that cannot be changed. And that's what makes Bitcoin unique. So you might think of Bitcoin, the protocol, as the protocol of communication, which is language, or I might say the English language. I mean, Michael Saylor talks about this quite often. He says that English is the communication protocol because everybody speaks English in the world. And you might want to try to change the English language. You might come up with your own grammar rules and you wanna come up with new pronouns or whatever. But if nobody agrees with you, nobody wants to adopt your new rules, nobody's going to understand what you are saying. You can go your own way. You can speak your own made-up English language, but the original protocol is going to be used by most people. And eventually you will be forgotten and the English protocol is going to continue to prosper. So that's how you can think about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a protocol. It's a monetary protocol. You can exit the Bitcoin protocol if you want to change it. You can exit the Bitcoin blockchain. That's when it splits. That's when forks happen. You can exit it, but you cannot hijack it and you cannot change it. That's why people cannot understand why Bitcoin is completely incorruptible, unstoppable, and quite open to everyone. That's what makes Bitcoin anti-fragile. Bitcoin is the most anti-fragile asset in the history of mankind because of this, because it's decentralized, because it has no single point of failure, because it cannot be hijacked, because you can try to change it, but if you do, you will just split from the original Bitcoin blockchain, and people who truly believe in Bitcoin will continue to go by the original rules of the Bitcoin protocol. So that's what makes Bitcoin unique and completely different from any other asset. It has no company behind it, no CEO. It cannot be hijacked. It cannot be changed. It cannot be inflated. It's completely incorruptible, unstoppable, incontrovertible. It's the perfect asset that you can buy. It's the perfect invention that anyone could come up with. It's mind-blowing if you think about it. Bitcoin is mind-blowing. Bitcoin is sound money. Bitcoin is perfect money. Bitcoin is a work in progress that's going to keep going up forever. It's going to keep becoming more robust as more people try to fuck with it, and they will not succeed because of all the things I've mentioned. So if you haven't bought Bitcoin yet, what are you waiting for? Of course, you didn't buy it because you lack conviction, you don't understand it. So maybe you should subscribe to my channel, watch my videos, learn about money, learn about Bitcoin, learn why you need to buy it and why Bitcoin is the ultimate opportunity in 2025 and why Bitcoin will never go to zero and why Bitcoin is completely, completely incorruptible and completely undefeatable. You can't defeat Bitcoin. You can't defeat Bitcoin. So that's all I have to say in this video. Let me guys know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel. Remember, Bitcoin is money. Bitcoin is a network. Bitcoin is a monetary protocol. And Bitcoin will reign supreme. So see you in the next one. Take care.